It depends on how well you can trust having a good communication with your customers. And the reason I say that is years ago, I worked for Concur. Concur is an amazing brand, um, travel expense solutions that serve a large portion of the businesses in the world. And it has an incredible suite of capabilities. But when I worked there during the early stages, Concur was doing a massive redesign of the underlying architecture of the tech stack. It was much needed. It was incredibly important. But part of it is it had a stability problem. It was very public and the customers knew. And the best way to really see that and be able to make sure that customers know that you care is that you show them that you're listening to them, that you know what matters most to them, and keeping them posted on that you're what you're working on and how you're making progress. So we had an incredible partnership with our CTO and our chief product officer, where they and our head of global services spend a lot of very transparent time in webinars that customers could join, customer meetings. When we had customer events, like we had sessions, like come talk to us. Like we will tell you, here's how the investment's going, here's progress, and here's the sneak peek of like what's the next wave of what we're tackling and fixing. When you're having challenges in your tech stack, or you're making significant changes, when you have that deep trusted relationship that Concur have with their customers and you're transparent and you work with them throughout that, then they're willing to go along for the ride. But if you try to pretend they don't see the same problems that you see and just say, well, we're going to work on it, then they lose faith in you. And it's often one of the biggest challenges CX teams have when they actually, like, some part of the business fixes a problem and we never actually tell the customers, you were the reason we fixed it. We heard you and this is why we did it. You lose out on building the trust. You did it and you did it for that reason. But if you didn't tell them, they don't know that. It's the same thing when you're having challenges. You really need to be honest with them. They're experiencing the problem too. So make sure that they feel like you're a partner in that process.
How it is possible to work with every single customer when organizations are large? Is it like sales reps responsibility? You also mentioned CX teams. Is customer experience a responsibility of CX teams? I mean, I think it's everyone's, but at to some extent at a scale. But um, like, how can customers be addressed at individual level in this case?
You actually have to think about them as individuals, but also as segments, like of certain like needs and like behaviors. And you're correct that every part of the business owns a piece of the customer experience. It's a CX team's role to look at that entirety of that experience holistically and then identify what matters most to customers, both what works well and why, because you don't want to break that, right? That's a big part of why they stay with you, but also what doesn't work well and why. And when it doesn't work well, what's the impact on the customers in order to understand, like, oh, this is what we might need to fix. For example, you might select a problem and you go and you talk to individual customers to say, when this happens, tell me what happens on your side when this fails or this mistake is made. So you understand then that it might be a problem that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it has a huge impact. Oh, then we should definitely fix that. We might pick that over a problem that happens much more often, but has a very minor impact. It's how you start to do the balance. And so when I talk about research, I often say you start with qualitative, which starts with individuals. You move to quantitative, which gets you scale, like how many customers are experiencing this. And then you move back to qualitative. What's the story we're trying to tell about? This was the pain point. This is the impact it's having. This is the benefit
Yeah.
we get, our employees get, our customers get if we fix it. Then you build out the business case to go solve the problem. So qual, then quant, then qual. That's how you reach individual customers.